Hello, hi guys. Good morning, everyone. Hello, all. Is my voice reaching to everyone? Hi, Nagendra. Good morning. What about others? All right. So today we'll start from creation of databases and dropping of database and taking backup of database. Okay, create table, how to alter a table, what are constraints. Okay, not null, unique, primary key, foreign key, check, default, all these things we'll discuss today. Okay. All right. So let me open the SSMS here. I'm just connecting to my local DB server. Okay. I'll open a new query. Okay. I'll just start here from the creation of the database. Okay. We have seen yesterday all these commands, guys. All these commands we have seen yesterday, right? We have done practicals also for most of the commands. Okay, right. So what we'll do now, after this one, we'll see the SQL databases, multiple options, multiple things that we can do here. Okay, how to create a database? What is the syntax here? Simple, create database, database name. Okay, very simple. Now for an example, if I want to say here, I want to create a database. I will say here, create database. Database name, will take it as Naresh DB. Enter. See, database got created. Just come here, refresh the database folder. You will see a new database called Naresh DB. That is what database we have created. Naresh DB. Drop database, very simple. Drop database, database name. Okay, very simple. That's it. Okay. Then next, see, you can do either this way or you can create database using graphical user interface also. See, right click on the database folder, say here new database, and here you can create a database. Okay, you can create a database in this format also. So what you can say here, database name, let us take it as like, first DB, first database. Click on okay, that's it. So what it will do, it will create a database like this also. Two options you are having, but not everything you can do with graphical user interface. There are only very few things that we can do with the help of a mouse, but most of the things we have to write the script only. For most of the things we have to write the script only. That is compulsory. And most of the things like, writing stored procedures like writing insert, update, and using all different lot of operators, that what we have seen yesterday, all this is we have to write the script only. You cannot expect like, all these things. Let us take for an example, having group by union joins, you cannot do with the help of a mouse. With the graphical user interface, you cannot do all these things. Remember that you have to write the scripts only. Very few things that we can do with graphical user interface. SQL database backup. Now we'll take the backup. Okay, backup database to disk. Okay, file path, any file path you want, you can mention here, something like this. For an example, let me first check the database where I'm having very little data, very small data. Okay, so I'll just delete this database because, okay, how to delete a database? Here we are having a command, right? Drop database, database name. So what I'll do, I'll just say here, drop database name, enter. That's it. Naresh database is there now. This has been deleted. Just refresh the database folder, you will get it. See? And now MyDB. Let me check what is there in MyDB. I'm removing all the databases which are not required for me. Unnecessarily, I don't want to have 100 databases here. This I will keep because I'm having some data. Some one table is there in this database. See, if I expand this database, I'm having one table. Naresh students, let it be. I'll keep this database and let me see what is there in this database. If nothing is there, I'll just delete this database. Okay. Okay, this database is also I'm having some tables, cars, categories, countries, movies. Okay, I'll just keep this database also. Narrow students practice. Okay, my DB, first DB. This one I'll delete. Okay, this database I'm deleting. I'll say here first DB. Okay, come to databases and say here refresh. Now, see, I'm keeping these two databases and I'm keeping these two databases. Now, I'll take this database. I'll take this database and how many are there? Only one table is there in this database, I believe. Yeah, one table is there. Whereas in this database, I'm having some multiple tables. See guys, a database can carry multiple objects in it. Okay, database can carry, okay, not only tables. Okay, SQL database can carry, okay, I'll just mention here, SQL databases can carry, okay, many objects. Like, it can carry first thing tables, it can carry stored procedures, it can carry functions, it can carry triggers, it can carry constraints, okay, can carry constraints, etc., etc. These all things it can carry. But for all of them, the syntax is different. Okay, syntax is different. Okay, the operators will be used for all these objects of database. The operators will be used is this one only. Okay, see here, we are having stored procedures. What is the stored procedure syntax here? Create procedure name as SQL statement. That's it. Now, see, if I want to create one stored procedure for an example, in this database, how I can do, see, if I take this database for an example, if I take this database, and if you are seeing here, stored procedures, I'm having some default stored procedures, but not the custom ones. Custom stored procedures means the stored procedures that what we are creating. So I'll create a stored procedure. So what I'll do here now, okay, I'll say here database first as MyDB. Select the database here first as MyDB. Then say here what you can say. You can say here like this. Okay, create procedure name. What is the procedure name? Let us take it as my first store procedure. My first store procedure. I'm taking this name as, okay, then I'm writing an SQL statement. What is it? Simple SQL statement I'll write. Select star from, okay, dbo.narrate students. Okay, see the syntax is like that only. Fine, select star from table name, then go. Say here, go. That's it. Now say execute. Okay, store procedure got created here. Now come to store procedures folder and say refresh. See, store procedure got created. My first SP. My first SP. How to execute this store procedure is very simple. exec followed with the procedure name. Okay, say here execute. See, the stored procedure is been executed. What is the stored procedure is given with to get the data from the table. And I'm executing a stored procedure with this name. with this command exec followed with the store procedure name, and it is returning the values. So like this, you can create tables, store procedures, functions, triggers, constraints, etc. in a database. This is how we can create a store procedure. Store procedure we can create. Now you can execute this statement 100 times if you want. Okay. And what is the benefit? What is the advantage of store procedure? See, whatever the script that I have written here, there is no need for you to write the script again and again, again and again, again and again. You just create a store procedure. Store procedure will be stored something like this in your SQL database, and then simply you can call that store procedure and you can make your purpose. You can fulfill your thing, whatever you want to do. Getting guys, is that clear? Okay. So something like this, we can create a store procedures. Okay. Comments, all this I have shown guys yesterday. Single line comment, multi-line comments, whatever you want, you can pass. Single line comments is what something like this you can give that will be stored here. Okay. Something like this. Okay. Creating this procedure, store procedure to fetch the data from Narray students table. That's it. Okay. If you want to put it as multi-line comments, then you can put like this also. Okay. I'll show in the next script here. Okay, this is single line comment. Multi-line comment would be something like this. You have to mention. This will be a multi-line comments. One line and second line. Okay, just practice, guys. It's very simple. Just practice here, nothing as such. Okay, little practice. Just do it once also. One time also, that is sufficient. I'm 100% sure. Fine. Next, what I'll do, I'll create a new query window. Click here on new query window, and I'll show you how we can take the backup of the database. How we can take the backup of the database. What is the backup of the database here? See, backup database name to disk. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll take this database. Okay, my DB. Okay, I'll say here backup database name. What is the database name? My DB. Okay, and where you want to take the backup to disk and mention the file path. So what I'll do, I'll just create it here. I'll just get the backup here in this path. Okay. Fine. I'll say here execute. So what is this database? My database. My database should come here. If the backup is not happening, then you can take the backup with the help of graphical user interface also. Okay, GUI, using GUI. GUI means mouse. With the help of mouse, you can take it. Okay, multiple options you're having. Okay, so I'm not having the access. The operating system error, access is denied. I'm not having the access. Okay, so what I'll do in this situation, I'll right click. I'll say here task backup. This I have shown previously also. I'll remove this. I'll click on add. I'll click on these three dots. Okay, I'll take this drive, I'll take this folder and give the name as my db dot back. Okay, okay, okay. See the backup of database my db completed successfully. Okay, fine. Come here and see my db backup. I'm able to see here. Okay, guys, is that clear? Now, next, what we are having to create a table. Yesterday we have created a table, guys. If you guys remember, we have created a table yesterday. Drop a table. How to drop a table? Drop table, table name. Drop table, table name. Very simple. SQL alter table. Alter the table here. Okay. What is the procedure to alter a table? Alter table, table name, add column name, data type. Okay, suppose for an example, if I'm having a table, okay, let us take, I'm not having table here. Yeah, here it is. See, array students table is there. I want to add a column. What is the columns I'm having in this table right now? I'm having some 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 columns is there. Now I want to add one more column. So what is the procedure for it? Add table, table name, add, okay, table. Table name is what? DBO dot Naresh students. Okay. Sorry, this is alter table, not add. Table we are altering and column we are adding. Okay. Add email. Okay. Varchar of 255. Varchar of 255. Okay. It's alter. Okay. Fine. And I'm creating this column, email column in this table, in this database. This is the column I'm adding in this table, in this database. Okay. So I'll just say here, this one. Commands completed successfully. Now come here, refresh your table and you will see a new column called email. Amazing. See. Okay. This is how you can add the column to a table. Okay. Then if you want, you can see alter table, table name, alter column, column name, data type also. If you want to change the data type of a column, that also you can do. Alter column name, data type. Alter table, table name, modify column name. Modify column, column name, data type. Okay. So here what you are doing, you are modifying the column name, data type. Okay. Multiple options you are having here. Okay. SQL constraints. What is this? SQL constraints are used to specify rules for data in a table. To specify the rules for the data in a table. Okay, SQL create constraints. Constraints can be specified when the table is created with the create table statement or after the table is created with the alter table statement. Okay, see, this is what the syntax of the constraint. Create table, table name, column one, data type constraint. So now we are having different constraints. We are having primary key constraint, foreign key constraint, unique constraint, this stuff, blah, 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 blah. See, the following constraints are commonly used in SQL. What are the constraints? See, primary key. Okay, primary key, foreign key, check constraint, default constraint. Okay, create index, unique constraint, not null constraint. So what is the purpose of these constraints? What these constraints are doing? See here what it is saying, not null. Ensures that a column cannot have a null value. If you apply this constraint on a table column, then it will not allow you to keep that column as a null. Definitely you have to pass the value for that column because you are applying a constraint called not null. Okay, unique ensures that all values in a column are different. Unique. Very simple, guys. The keywords, what itself is that will make the things complete by themselves with the name itself only. Primary key, a combination of a not null and uniquely identifies each row in a table. Combination of not null and unique. Okay, foreign key prevents actions that would destroy links between tables. It will prevent the actions. Okay, that would destroy means deleting the records in multiple tables, or you can say here making some incorrect updates in the tables, inserting some records which is not proper, then for that things it will stop. Check constraint, default constraint, create index, all this stuff, guys, all this stuff. Okay, fine. Next is what? Not null. This we have seen yesterday also. See, we have seen how to write not null. Okay, is null, is not null, to get the data from the table. And today we are seeing how we can apply these constraints on the table columns. These constraints on the table column. Okay, ID is not null. Last name should not null. First name not null. Okay, like this you can create a table. And what is here? SQL not null on alter table, table name, alter column, column name, data type, not null. Okay, so what I'm adding here, I'm just modifying here the data type. Okay, constraint I'm modifying here basically, not data type also. See, here the data type of this age column is int. Here also it is int only, but here we have not mentioned not null. Here we are mentioning not null. So whenever we want to alter the column value in a table, we can use alter statement. Whenever we want to change the column data type in a table, then we can use alter constraint, and even to modify the constraint value of the particular column, then also we can do the what? Alter command. Both. Okay. Alter command is used for multiple purposes. Fine. Unique key. This is all the constraint, guys, now. Okay. Not null constraint, unique key constraint, primary key constraint, foreign key constraint, check constraint, default constraint. See, here they have given the very nice explanation about it. And see what they are doing. Create table persons, ID not null, unique. Not null, unique. Rest of the columns, they are mentioning it as not null, wherever it is needed. So this constraint, not null, unique, not null, or a primary key, all this stuff, you will be getting this information from the project blueprint. Not you will not do this. Database developers will write the scripts and all. You are data engineers, not database engineers. You are Azure data engineers. This will be done by database developers, database engineers. You are Azure data engineers, not database engineers. Okay. But still, you should be having all this knowledge, guys, because in a project, when any issue or anything comes in, then you should be in a position to understand at least what the query is trying to say, at least what the query is doing, what the query is for what purpose, what is the function of that query. That much, at least if you are not in a position to write the queries, at least if a written query is given to you, then you should understand what it is exactly. Is it clear? Same like we are having primary key. This is primary key constraint. See here, I'm saying this is one column, ID. This is last name, one column. This is first name, another column. This is age, another column. And primary key constraint I'm applying for this age column. No, primary key ID is itself is one column actually, and it will generate a unique values. It will generate a unique values in the table by itself. So when you are when you are inserting the data for these columns in a table, there is no need for you to pass the values for this column. This column will automatically fills the data by itself. Okay, see here what I'm doing. ID int not null primary key. I'm applying this primary key constraint for this column ID. Last name, first name, and age. Okay, fine. Creating a table here now. Okay, ID int not null. Okay, then second column name, third column name, fourth column name, and then constraint pk underscore person primary key. And primary key, I'm setting it as for ID column and last name column. Okay. So initially, when we are setting up the complete, what I can say here, architecture or the complete uh, landscape for the databases in our project, then this will be defined at the time only. Once all the stable setup has been done and all, then the database engineer's responsibility or job is to write the queries only. These constraints and all will not use on daily basis. Okay, initially when we are setting up the databases objects like tables and all that stuff, only at that time only this all constraints knowledge is all these things needed. We won't do this on daily basis, guys. Okay, this is foreign key constraint, primary key constraint, foreign key constraint. Okay, a foreign key constraint is used to prevent actions that would destroy links between the tables. I told now, destroy means making incorrect updates, doing incorrect deletes. Okay, like this kind of actions, which is incorrectly that you are doing, then it will prevent, it will save the table data. Okay, SQL check constraint. See, for foreign key constraint, this is the syntax, guys. This is the syntax. See, I'm defining a foreign key constraint here by referring the person's column, person's ID column, referring the person's ID column. Okay, fine. Next, I'm creating a table like this. See, create table orders, order ID, not null constraint, primary key constraint. Okay, I'm giving two constraints for this column, one constraint not null to this column. And for this column, I'm giving a foreign key, referencing it with the person's ID column. Person ID column is where? Here it is in this table, linking between these two tables. Okay, SQL check. This is a check constraint. Okay, what we are doing with check constraint here, see, to check constraints is used, okay, check constraint is used to limit the value range that can be placed in a column. If you define a check constraint on a column, it will allow only certain values for this column. Okay, it will allow only certain values for this column. If you define a check constraint on a table, it can limit the values in certain column based on values in another column in the row. Okay, see, check means like it is checking. For age column, whenever the users are trying to enter a value, they have to always enter it greater than 18. This is the condition I'm keeping. This is the condition I'm keeping. Okay, is that clear? So if they are trying to insert a value for age column, okay, which is less than 18 years, then simply it will not allow. Simply it will not allow. Okay, is that clear? Yes or no, guys, tell me. This is what it works. This is how it works. Okay, fine. Next, I'm having default constraint. What is this default constraint here? See, create table, table name, this ID, all these columns I'm defining. Okay. and I'm giving a value as default for this column always. There is no need for you to pass the value for this column when you are inserting the data into this table. Automatically for this column, the value would be always this one only. Okay. Next, I'm setting up your ID, last name, first name, age, different constraints, not null, not null, whatever it is that I can set it up here. Okay. Next, we are having indexes. Indexes. What is this? See, to create index statement, it is used to create index in tables. Indexes are used to retrieve the data from database more quickly than otherwise. Means when we are having huge amount of data in the database tables, okay, indexes helps us to improve the performance. And if we are defined indexes on the top of the tables of SQL database, then it will gives us a very good performance. Okay. The users cannot see the indexes. They are just used to speed up search and execute the queries. What indexes? Okay. Updating a table with index takes more time than updating a table without, because the indexes also need an update. So only create indexes on columns that will be frequently searched against. Okay. So the columns data which is very frequently searched, which is very frequently requested, for that columns only we can apply these indexes to improve the performance of our SQL queries. So create an index on table, duplicate values are allowed, something like this. Okay. Create unique index, index name on table name. Okay. Create unique index, or unique, you can remove unique constraint if you don't want it. Create index, index name on person last name. Okay. The same way you can drop the indexes also. Drop index, index name on table name. You can drop the index on a particular table if you want it. Okay. SQL auto increment field. Okay. So what it is, auto increment allows a unique number to get generated automatically when a new record is inserted into the table. Often this is a primary key field that we would like to be created automatically every time a new record is inserted. Okay. What is the syntax for this one? For this auto increment field? See, create table, table name, column name, data type, not null constraint with auto increment. Okay. Also, we are making primary key constraint for this person ID column. Okay. MySQL uses the auto increment keyword to perform an auto increment feature. By default, the starting value for auto increment is 1, and it will increment by 1 for each new record. It will auto increase. Like 2 records are there. When you insert a third record, it will give the value 3. When you insert a fourth record, it will give the value 4. It will increase all the time, every time for each and every record, the increment value as 1 only. Okay. Very nice article, guys. Very nice article. This I have integrated in the material also. Just open this one and do the practice. Keep these things in your head as much as possible. I'm not saying this much. This is very dedicatedly required. Okay. Good to know knowledge. It will be a good to know knowledge about SQL queries. Okay. For us as an Azure data engineers, we need more importantly storage accounts, data like Gen2 storage accounts, Azure Storage Explorer, converting the source systems, different formats to target, inserting the data, creating pipelines in ADF, creating link sets, link service data sets, designing of the controls and activities, designing of the data flows, calling the data flows in pipelines. Okay, using different controls to execute the pipelines in parallel, creating dynamic pipelines, parameterized pipelines. Okay, getting the data from different file system and loading into the SQL databases in single table, in multiple tables. All those are critically important as an Azure data engineer. This is just a knowledge that would be good if you are having it. If you are not having, then you have to struggle a little. Okay, that's what I am saying here. If you are in a position to write SQL queries, it means that you are an expert or you are in a good position. If you are not in that position, at least you should understand what the SQL query is talking about. If you are having that much of knowledge also, that is fine, no problem. Okay, next we are having date functions. SQL date functions here. Okay, the most difficult part when working with data, when working with dates, is to be sure that the formats of the dates you are trying to insert matches the format of the date column in the database. So we are having multiple date columns, guys, multiple date columns. And when you are fetching the data from any table, from any stored procedure, whatever, then exactly you have to mention the value of the date column as per the format. If you are giving just here and there in a different format, if you have given the date column format something like this here, okay, if you are mentioning here like this year, like 2022 2022, and month 09, and date something like this 26, how you are giving like this, right? See, you are giving the format as this one for your column. Okay, now how you have to give the value also like this only, you have to give 2022 hyphen 09 hyphen 28. Okay, year, month and date. If you are giving like this 2022, okay, 9, then it will not work. This will not work. That is what it is saying here at the top. See, the most difficult part when working with dates is to be sure that the format of the date you are trying to insert matches the format of the date column in the database. Now, variety of different formats, different projects will use. Some projects will use something like this also. Year, month, date, hour, minutes, seconds, or some projects will use like this also. Year, month, date, hour, minutes, seconds, SS. Okay. Fine. And some will use like this also. Year like this or like this as well. Depends. Okay. But I believe these two are the same formats. No change. See? Same na? No change. Are we finding any change here? No. Next, SQL Server comes with the following data types for storing a date or date time value in the database. Date, same, the different formats it is showing it here. See how they have given year, month, date, year, month, date. Now, when you are fetching the data from this table, you want the records of one particular date, then you have to mention like this only. Okay, you have to mention like this only. Create this table, guys, as part of your practice. Create this table. Okay, and just try to mention here something like this 0811 08 hyphen 11 hyphen 11. See, you won't get any data. You have to exactly write like this only. See, now we want to, yeah, see here they have given. Yeah, this is what I am saying. Like this exactly you have to pass. if you are passing something like this, for an example, let us take, if you are passing something like this, okay, you won't get the data and you will get panic. What is happening? Why I'm not getting the data? The table is having the data. I'm seeing that. But when I'm applying the where clause on ordered date column, then why it is not responding? Why it is not getting the data? You will get confused. The problem here is with the exact format of the date that you have to pass. Is that clear? Okay, fine. SQL views. This is also one of the objects of database, like how we are having store procedures, functions, triggers. Like this, we are having views also. Okay, when we use views, whenever we want to fetch the data from different tables, then instead of writing queries again and again, we can create a view and we can store it in our database. And whenever we need it, we can just use it accordingly, and then we'll get the information, the result set. Okay, see for an example, the syntax for to create view is how it is. See, okay, let me take a new query. Let me come here. I'll say here, create view, view name. Let us take it as Naresh view. Okay, as, okay, I'll take this table, select star from this table name. Okay, where city equal to Mumbai. I want Mumbai records. Okay, just one simple SQL statement I'm writing. I'm getting all the Mumbai records. If I just execute this one, I'll get all the records. Okay, Hyderabad, Mumbai and all. I'm applying a where clause filter. I'm applying a filter here for Mumbai. Then I'm getting this one. Now, instead of executing this every time, what I'll do, I'll just keep this SQL statement in a view. Okay, that is what it is saying. See, a create view name as this. Then say here, go. Just execute this one now. What will happen? Okay, it is saying an incorrect syntax near go. I'll just take this one. Okay, fine. Now a view has been created. Come here, come to views, refresh the views, expand, and you will find here Naresh view. Super. See, Naresh view. Okay, getting guys. Now you can apply lot of different logics. Like, you can make a join in whatever the statement that you are writing here inside a view body. This is a view body, store procedure body, view body. You can write very complex queries. No problem. The only advantage here is instead of writing it again and again, okay, we'll just write it once and we'll give it as a store procedure review. And then whenever we want, we can execute it. That is what it is saying. Drop view name. Okay, is that clear? What I'm saying now, if I want to execute it, I'll directly say here, select star from Naresh view. See, I got it. Instead of calling a table name, I'm calling it with the view name. Okay, fine. SQL injections. Okay, SQL injection is a code injection technique that might destroy your database. Okay, SQL injection is one of the most common web hacking techniques. Okay, SQL in web pages. SQL injection usually occurs when you ask a user for input like their username, user ID, and instead of name and ID, the user gives you as SQL statement that you will unknowingly run on your database. Okay, so this is what the concept, okay, where it will, mostly destroys your database with some little hacking techniques kind of stuff. Okay, so it's very rarely used, very rarely used. It depends upon. Okay, like look at the example above again. The original purpose of the code was to create an SQL statement to select a user with a given user ID. If there is nothing to prevent a user from entering wrong input, the user enters some smart input like this. User ID 105 or 1 equal to 1. Okay, so select star from the table where user ID equal to 101 or 1 equal to 1. Anything that he can write it upon. This is very rarely used command. Okay, but they have given it here. SQL hosting, SQL data types. Okay, these three I have not used any time. Okay, but still it is there. Okay, fine, guys. So that's it, guys. So this practice all these commands from the top. Okay, from here, SQL home to all these commands up to here. Okay, that will be a very helpful for you in your real-time projects. Okay, fine. So this is what for today's class. I'll just close the class for today. And in tomorrow's class, I am having some other SQL queries. Okay, let me open the material here. Hold on. Sorry. So hopefully tomorrow or day after tomorrow would be the last class for us, guys. Okay. We'll see either tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Yeah. I have inserted the SQL links actually. Yeah, this is the one what we have discussed. w3schools.com. Okay, this one only. Okay, this one. Okay, I have inserted this one. And some more queries we are having. These queries are related to AdventureWorks databases. Okay, this is GitHub. In GitHub, I'm having some queries with AdventureWorks databases. Okay, this I'll explain it in tomorrow's class. This I'll explain this in tomorrow's class. This is also SQL queries, like what is recursive CTE, common table expression, functions and triggers, basic queries of SQL, and stored procedures is also there, I believe. Stored procedures, anyhow, we have discussed, we have covered. Stored procedures, views, constraints, lot of SQL commands and many things. Some other queries, these queries are related to Adventure Works database, and we are having Adventure Works databases here. So tomorrow what we'll do, we'll execute some queries on top of a Adventure Works databases also. After that, I'll show you how we can import or migrate full database directly from on-prem to cloud DB server. How we can do that, this I'll show it day after tomorrow's class, or if possible in tomorrow's class itself only. We'll see how it goes. Okay, fine guys, that's it. So after that, the course will be ended here, and it will be mostly the last class tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Okay, all right guys, so any questions, anyone, anything to ask for? Updated material I have already shared with all of you. Okay, the material there is in the path. If you want the material again, you can go ahead and you can download it from their path. Any questions, guys? Okay, all right, guys. I'll just close the class for today. We'll connect again tomorrow. Then we'll discuss the other SQL scripts on Adventure Works databases. Am I good to close the class or any questions to ask for? Am I audible or not? Okay. I don't know why I'm not getting any responses, guys. Bye, everyone. Take care.